How you guys doing today? My name is Navari and I'm talking to you about attachment. And the first topic I want to talk about attachment is having too much control or feeling like you have to have too much control over a certain, whether it's a situation, event, outcome, like how you're going to get something, how you're going to get rent paid on time, or how you're going to get somewhere, or whatever the case might be. It's the fact that you are trying to control every step of every point of whatever you're trying to do, right? Scared me. Trying to control everything, right? And trying to really just kind of force it in one way because you will feel a sense of security. You might feel safe because you know what's going to happen. There's no change. You don't have to feel like something's taking something away from you. You won't feel that lack of security because you don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to present itself to you, or even when. That can be stressful, especially depending on the situation. But sometimes we have to be aware of what we're trying to control in order to really ground ourselves. I mean, it's kind of like our life. We try and control our life a certain way. We want it to go a certain way, but life's like, nope, sorry, not this time. You're going that way, dude. And then we're like, all right, well, now I'm in this situation. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of it. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. And then it just makes you feel anxious and you feel worried, and then it might even cause a state of depression. I mean, and we all know that is hard enough to get out of as it is. I guess that's why we're so tied onto, control, or having to have control over a certain situation, right? I had notes for that. So it's like your favorite items, right? Like whether it was something you've had since you were a child. I can't give you any right off the bat ideas. Whether it's your car, your phone, your house, because it holds security. Um, Friends, people, place, things, family. These are all types of things that we kind of tend to control in certain ways. Like how often you text someone, or how often you see someone, or how often you see your family as a whole instead of just individually, or, events. If you guys have family get-togethers, you try and control it in a certain way. And if something goes wrong, you try and control it right off the bat. You want it to go a certain way, but when it doesn't, you get anxious. You're upset. You're, anxiety, whatever the case might be. You just kind of lose sense of the situation, right? Second topic, to get off that one, is actually change. You're attached to a certain outcome because you don't want change. But a lot of times, change is inevitable. It's going to happen whether you want it or not. And we all know life likes to throw curveballs. You're happily living in one place, everything's going great, but right before you get a promotion, you get kicked out, and someone robs your house, or someone breaks into your car and steals all your important stuff, or maybe even like work related items. Like, no matter what, life is gonna throw something at you, and you're gonna have to either do it yourself or it's gonna do it for you. I'm sure you guys can think of a topic in your own life that pertains to that. To me, it's, almost being homeless, and the fact that I wanted control. I didn't want to be homeless. It's, change. I came out of nowhere. I wanted to control that situation. I didn't want change. I was scared of everything. That's just my example. But I mean, typically we don't know where the outcome of change really goes anyway. Like, you don't know if you're going to move to another state or live with your friend's house, your family members, or if you are going to be homeless. It's not something that we can really think ahead of, until we're in that situation. Then we can actually find out how it's going to affect us or how it portrays in our life. And change is scary most of all because I guess you lose that sense of security. I don't know if I said that, but give me one second. I'm gonna look at my notes really quickly. Yeah, when it comes to change, and most of all, it's kind of like getting rid of stuff, like decluttering, and we find items that we want to hold on to for the rest of our life because we loved it as a child and there's sentimental value there. Um, Sometimes getting rid of stuff like that, it's not the fact that we don't care, it's the fact that we prioritize our own self more than we do of like how you feel and how things affect you rather than holding on to maybe certain items or objects or situations, right? Um, and another analogy is like holding on to a balloon. Like you've been holding on to a balloon for 5 hours for, given the subject or given the topic, yeah, whatever. So you're holding onto a balloon for 5 hours. You're like, man, I just want to let go of this balloon. Like I'm tired of holding it. Like I'm just tired. Like I'm done tired holding onto a balloon. And so you just let it go. And you're like, man, I feel so much better because you're not holding on to something. You're not trying to force a certain situation or whatever. You're not trying to force it. And so you just let it go. And maybe you feel a little bit lighter on that, or you just feel relieved because you're not having to do something that you don't want to do. You just feel lighter, right? And then you just see that balloon shoot up to the sky, right? I don't know where I was going for that one, but getting rid of stuff gives you the opportunity for room for more stuff, right? So like let's say you had a bike that you've had since you were a child, but you could probably still ride it, it's just kind of broken, but you're not trying to put the time in to fix it. You can get rid of that bike. Someone else might be more willing to fix it up, and they can use that bike, and whether it's for their children or for their brother or sister, it might make them feel better. It might be hard for you to get rid of it. But let's say a week later, right? You kind of are getting over the fact that you don't have your old bike anymore, whatever the case might be, whatever you got rid of or decluttered. Um, you have now more space for other things. Like you can probably, maybe not a bicycle, but like a street bike, or you got a four-wheeler, whatever the case might be. You have room for stuff in the future. You're not so cluttered. You're not so like, I don't know how to express that, but you're just not always holding on to something and trying to make it, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. Off that second topic, give me one second. Last one is about letting go. And the first one was attachment or control. Second one was change, and this one's letting go. So let's say that bike you let go of, it might have been hard for you, and you give it to someone who's going to fix it up for their daughter, children, brother, sister, a different relative. While it might have been hard for you to let that go, you can also think about it this way, is that giving someone that bike or allowing them to have that bike in their life, think about how it makes them feel having that item in their life and being able to do something. Like if you were stuck at home for most of your childhood and not able to really go adventure, you could barely go down the road or whatever the case might have been, because I know I felt that way when I was younger. You have a bike, you can pedal down probably a mile quicker than it would be to walk a mile, and it saves time, it's a little bit more effort, but sometimes it's not always about us, and it's kind of stepping back a little bit and be like, all right, well, I love the bike, but they might like it a lot more. They can appreciate it more. They can benefit it from more from the bike, and they can do more with it than what you can as of right now. And it doesn't have to do with bikes, it could be letting go of a toxic friend. It could be letting go of a certain car that you love, but you're giving it to someone who needs it for transportation to work, or they're using it for their own project, whether it's like a drift car or whatever they want to do with it, and letting go of certain attachments that you have to yourself, like me trying to make this video perfect and not stutter, not pause, I forgot what I was going on about. But with all that being said, it gives you room to grow, if it's an attachment that, benefits you and it's not stressful, it doesn't make you feel a certain type of way, and it's generally a healthy attachment, that's good. But being aware of attachments that are not benefiting from you and they make you feel negatively, then I would definitely take into consideration of what it is and how to deal with it, or even how to let it go, Right now I'm trying to get back into work, and I don't want to have to worry about how or when it's gonna happen, but I just know it's gonna happen inevitably. Oh my god. But with that being said, I'm just gonna end this video here. It's just stressing me out having to make this video, but I need to be able to find a better way of structuring my videos. This is something I have to let go, that it has to be a certain type of way. I'm new to YouTube. There's stuff I need to fix myself, and there's stuff that I have to let go because I'm not perfect. I don't want things to be perfect, but I also want to have them to be the best quality that I can, but as of right now, it's not gonna happen. I am way too attached